What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I am all the way out of the country of America. I'm in Belgium with the one and only. This is actually Belgium's #1 most famous reactor from YouTube, Anthony Ray. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel, man.
Thank you very much. 40. It's 30 here.
Yeah,
just recently.
He just turned 30 like
I'm
a day
30.
ago, 2 days ago.
One day I'll be at that 40.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to it. What are we doing? But yeah, this is funny. He said that on videos, and I was like, oh, it's jokes. It's funny. I looked it up. It's true. But Belgium's really small, so yeah, it's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so you guys, so this is going to be a fun one, I believe. Now, I just did this reaction with Mr. Biscuit, but I had to do this reaction because I asked him if he's ever heard Johnny Cash, A Boy Named Sue, and he hasn't. And the reason this is like so important is because one, he's like this masculine stoic dude.
Nah. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I'd never say that about myself. I mean, maybe the stoic.
Bro,
thing,
I know
like,
you. He's stoic. He's built different, and I'm just really curious how he takes this song and story. And then he's not really. I think you've heard like how many Johnny Cash songs before? Like
Hurt. We did Hurt, man. I'm thinking we did Hurt 1.5 years
and God's
ago.
Gonna Cut You Down. I think.
God's Gonna Cut You Down, which is a bad.
And that's all you know of Johnny Cash?
Yeah, I haven't done. Okay, guys.
That's why we're here today.
I'm being called out right now. Damn. Okay, so look. I said I was gonna do more Johnny Cash. Things happened. It's the classic channel's not the only channel. Okay, guys, stop looking at me like that. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been doing a lot of artists, a lot of music and stuff. So guys, okay, I'll do Johnny Cash. Don't worry about it.
I had to put him in front of Johnny Cash.
Stop putting me on blast.
A Boy Named Sue. So I just, it'll be fun, you guys. If you're here for it, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get this one going. If you'd like to support the original content on the channel, that'd be awesome. I have another channel, Pegasus vs. the World. Over there, I do commentary. Over here, we do all the music and the music reactions. If you wanted access to the reactions early, there's a link in the description to our membership. I'm working on a bunch of cool collaborations, crazy new, we have this crazy new thing going to start on the channel called Inside the Reactions. You guys are going to have your mind blown from what's going on there. But anyways, let's get this going. You can find Johnny Cash on his official YouTube. Go watch it there without us. Support the original content creator, and let's rock. To preface this, what you're going to hear here, this was recorded at a performance in San Quentin. That's a prison. He did like an album, like a performance in San Quentin, and I think he dropped like an album.
So this is a live performance?
So you're listening to the audio of a live performance in a prison. Okay. So if you hear any background noise or clapping or whatever, this is all inmates, gangsters.
And then that was put on an album?
Yes.
I respect that. They're like F a studio.
Yeah.
I'm recording, I'm doing a performance in prison, putting it on an album. Respect.
Yeah. Let's go.
You talk about stoic masculinity. That's stoic masculinity.
That's why we
right
hear
there.
it, man, because we're with Captain Masculinity himself. The beard, the stoicism.
I'm curious about this song, man. Like you're hyping this up because A Boy Named Sue. Sue is like Susan, like Sue?
I don't know, man. Hit play,
I've never
Hit play, cuz.
I never heard of a man named Sue before. I mean, no, I'm not judging. I'm just
throw the shade, man. Do what you got to do, masculine boy.
Hey, come on, man.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing stud, sat the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother'd had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Well, I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beard. I tell you, I've fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he went for his gun. I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I know I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name, and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you strong." Yeah. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." Yeah, well, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, called him a paw and he called me a son, and I come away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, any damn thing but Sue. I still ain't that bad. Yeah.
Is this a true story, or is this?
I mean, it was written by this dude named Shel Silverstein, and he used to write children's books.
Okay.
So I don't know where the inspiration came from. I don't know if it came from.
His name is Shel.
Shel Silverstein.
That's like Shelly almost. Maybe that's where it's from.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like if he actually dealt with that in his life or what, but. Yeah, he wrote it originally, which I found out in my last reaction because Mr. Biscuit was like, "I've heard the poem." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "This is a poem, A Boy Named Sue." I was like, "For real?"
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but I only knew it because of Johnny Cash.
Okay. This is great storytelling, is what this is. This is a comedy. It's like a stand-up comedy bit, but in a song.
Yeah,
Johnny Cash fashion. Then
I feel like it's there's seriousness, but there's a comedic value as well, like you're saying. I just think there's a bunch of different things.
And then there's this lesson in it as well, which is what a lot of these children's poems have. There's always some lesson in it. There's always some meaning to it, like don't do this, or this is going to lead to that, or you should be this type of person.
Yeah.
So because of the name, he's been through a lot of adversity just because of the name, but because of all that adversity, he has built his character and he has become a stronger man. And then at the end, he's come to realize that it is because of his father's decision to name him Sue that he is now this strong person, this strong individual capable of this, and he probably wouldn't change a thing. But then the joke is, the comedy is like, if I have a son, I'm gonna name him Bill or whatever he said or something, but not Sue. Like, that's the funny part of it.
What's funny is it leads up to that punchline, which is funny.
Yeah, there's that comedy. That's like.
But there's also a lesson there, because you've heard that saying. What is it? Hard times make hard men. Hard men make
like good times or easy times.
good times make soft men, and it's like
soft men make hard times.
Yeah, and it keeps going, and that's the thing. He had the hard times, but he's like, I don't want that for my son. And he gives him a normal name, and then he's like an IT guy. Well, I'm not dissing the IT guys, but you know what I'm saying.
Is that what I'm doing with my daughters? I'm spoiling them now? Damn.
Man, women and men's plight is different. I feel like, in my opinion, like men have a different plight. So like, I think spoiling our daughters is great because you want them to find a strong man who's going to take care of them.
You want to be the example.
You don't want her to think, oh, I got to take care of everything. Because like, if you want them to have a proper union, that's just how I look at it. You want them to be
like, I need a man that is like as masculine or as responsible as my dad. And when you're present there, that's what they look for. That's kind of the example they said. So I gotta do an outstanding, incredible, impeccable job. So they find like Superman or something.
Yeah.
And then, I'll have to see if Superman is even, worthy of taking my daughter's hand. If he's not, I might have to kill him. Like, I'm not even, I'll be in that prison. And Cash is going to be performing there for me.
That's what's even more funny is like, it's just like, that's just hard.
That's
like he's just in a prison.
He's in a fucking prison,
and he's got them hyped. Like,
bro. Because these are people too. You know what I mean? Like, because they're in prison, they might have done some shit or whatever. But these are still like people having a good time, wanting to chill and stuff. So,
and I also think they could relate to the storyline because they've all. If you're in prison, you had a rough life, regardless of the decisions you chose. It was rough. Like something went wrong. Something went off the rails, Yeah. So relating to that roughness, and most people in jail, well, not nowadays, but a lot of people who are in jail know how to fight or scuffle and shit like that, Nowadays, you got all these scammers and shit that have never been in a fight, people shooting and
That's true.
But back then, they're bar brawls. That's why he's like cut off your ear. That shit sound like someone who been in a legit bar brawl. Because when you get in fights, people see all this stuff. But when it's like a knockout, drag out, and you can't knock the person out, people bite, they scratch, they claw, they punch you. Violence is violence. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys, hope you enjoyed this first time reaction. We out here in Belgium with Anthony Ray.
See, I thought Boy Named Sue, I was like, this is going to be some deep, introspective, emotional journey of just tears and sadness, because when I think of Johnny Cash, I'm still thinking about Hurt, which was Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails, which was his original song. Johnny Cash completely changed the vibe and meaning of that song. He made it his own. That's what making your own is from a cover. If you make it your own, that's a perfect example of a man who took something, made it his own, and then it's his song. So I was not expecting this because I'm thinking about Hurt. So I was like, oh, okay. But hey, I'm with it. This was enjoyable.
Yeah. All right, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.
Yep.